any month since I've been here all these years. Wow. Hold on a second. Let me just mute. All right. Can you hear me now? All right. Hey, Cheryl. Mark, I didn't think he was going to come back with the rank up bonuses. He came back with it. He put a stipulation. So I want to go over today's. If you hadn't seen the video of the launch, number one, we're gonna crush it this month. A lot of you are set up. In fact, there's a bunch of you set up to go from diamond all the way to triple diamond. It's coming together beautiful because we're going to crush this month, but it's going to start right now. This is your call to action. Number one, we want you to use the Connect app, learn how to do that. That simplifies it. I know it's a learning curve even for all of us. But here's what we got to look forward to. We have a new product that all of you are going to just go bananas over at the end of the month. Are expanding globally. The Philippines, the first open meeting in the Philippines is on this Saturday. They can already in phase two start taking over, putting their card information in, making their orders, but they will not be charged till we open phase three, which is right toward the end of the month. Actually, it's on the 29th. I know that by Cheryl Church having me on the phone with some very huge networkers that she's brought into the business from the Philippines. And also, I think that meeting is free. It's a distributor-driven meeting. If it's not, it'll be just a small amount to get into it. I hadn't seen any price on any of the flyers. Also, we've been on the phone with some other global leaders, former owners of monster companies today that are looking to come in as distributors in our organization. But the one thing I've determined today by talking to all these people, the most important thing that you need is you already have it, is your story. You're going to have to be telling your story more. And that's why it's so imperative that you have an $80 BV auto ship to create a product story so you can go out and share it. And then if you create a product story, that's how you start to monetize you as a brand. And therefore, that's what creates your money story. We're going to be expanding into phase two in June into Mexico. For all you guys that's got the pre-launch in the Philippines and the Mexico. The Philippines is basically a done deal. Just tightening up a couple more things. We'll have that done by the 15th. The big meeting is on the 29th, where corporate shows up to the Philippines for you guys. And right now, still go after the pre-launch. That's still working. By the way, all the Philippines, I think they all got their emails today with their websites going live, where they can actually see the compensation plan. Everything that we told them is there. I'm excited about the rank up bonuses. You know, it only takes 3 legs to maximize the comp plan. And when you get an $80 BV auto ship, that qualifies you to earn commissions. But if you're going after these rank up bonuses, and almost everybody on here, you're set up to go at least diamond or better this month, because it only takes 15 people. But you're going to have $150 worth of customer volume minimum. So you'll qualify for the first bonus is $10,000. The double diamond bonus is an additional $15,000. For you guys, it's going on the triple. That's an additional $25,000. So there's $50,000 just in bonuses this month. And it's not out of the reach of any. If you're brand new today, it's not out of the reach of you actually acquiring that. But it's going to take some serious buckle down and go to work. And that means the number one way to go build a direct sales business. I don't care how you acquire your leads, whether it's social media or whatever, 3-way phone calls and 3-way chats is the number one way for all the top 1% money earners in the entire world. If you're utilizing your upline for 3 ways on a phone call or a 3-way chat, it's the power of the third party. I don't even do my own one-on-one conference calls. I always bring a third party in to validate it. I've been here longer than everybody. Why is that? It edifies the person I bring on as they're the professional. But it shows that we operate as a team. So it gives that person confidence. Wow, I want to come on with these guys, and I want to do it because I'm going to get the necessary support that I need. So, you know, from Ronnie, especially Cheryl and Patty and Jim and Pam, you guys that are utilizing 3 ways, you know how effective it was. We're about 100% closing ratio on 3 ways. Is that correct, Ronnie, throughout your organization? Patty, yep. Cheryl, you know, it's just the power of the third party that makes it happen. And so these rank up bonuses are life changing. So make up your mind that you deserve it. We're not going to work the end of this month like we did last month. We had a lot of things happen right in the last hour. It was just popping. And, you know, I was so excited. I was talking to Mark. I said, man, it was so exciting. At 1 o'clock this morning, we're still working hard, and people just popping and promoting and coming after us. It's like the old days. And he's all excited, so he extended the rank up bonuses. So you guys that got so close, you're going to go ahead and do it. And what we want to do is these rank up bonuses to help you get out of debt. It's help you start to live that life up here where the rare air is. And bottom line is just we're going to go do it. And so the three-way phone call is a must with your upline or somebody that's qualified to tell the story. And therefore, now it's your job when you get somebody on a three-way is listen very carefully to how we do them so you can ask the right questions. Because out of all these strong professional, I'm talking about these guys earn anywhere from $20, $50 million earners. It's the power of your own personal story and utilizing a three-way phone call, developing that story and being able to ask a question, shut up and listen to what's most important to the person you're talking to. If you'll find your upline, they're going to ask a lot of questions to the person you bring on the phone with them because we need to know what's most important to them. And then we start to slowly incorporate our story into what we're telling or asking those people. So it creates a level of, wow, I can accomplish my dream. And so the one thing that I've been noticing lately is we're not telling that product story enough. And you don't have to tell it for 2 hours. You develop yourself about a 60-second commercial once you ask a question that you can incorporate your story into the conversation. And therefore, guess what? Once you do that, you create desire for that person. Well, I can accomplish what I'm after, be it a physical product, a skincare product that they need, or a money story. And how many people have you met in the last little bit that don't need to make an additional $500? Now, I know that's not exciting to nobody on this call, but you know 4 or 5 people right now that $500 is life-changing. And that's just the beginning of where we're going to it. So once you help a couple people do that, this whole deal is designed to go out and build rubies, that build emeralds, that build diamonds, that build doubles, triples, all the way to ambassador. And so let me clarify about the guarantee. When you bring somebody in till Sunday, you bring people in for $49. I didn't think that was going to happen. That caught me by surprise. $49, and that's for everybody. You don't have to have a code or whatever. When they come in and they bring somebody else in for $49, we call it bring your buddy with you. And so for the price of one, you can get 2 in, so it's $49. And so when you utilize the power of that, we need to set up an $80 BB right out of the gate. And I saw some people today that got in. They ran their $80 auto ship today. And you want to set your auto ships up to run between the 1st and the 5th of the month. You've got to be in business right now. It does something psychological. And if you wait till the end of the month to run it, guess what happens? Some people forget it. Some people didn't do it. You got to, they get in business the last 3 or 4 or 5 days of the month because that's when they spent the money. You go ahead and get that out of the way at the 1st of the month, and I promise you, everything about you starts to change, but so does your activity. And so does your desire to go make it happen because at that point, you're open for business. Does that make sense? Until the $80 auto ship is run, you're not in business, basically. And so it is a psychological part to that. And some of you, I just went and I looked through this entire group, everybody that's on here, and some of you ain't even got off a commission hold. So that is a no-no. And if I'm going to work with you, I'm prioritizing who I'm going to be working with between now and the end of the week. Commission hold, auto ships are a must because this is a big month for a lot of people. It's going to really go after the goals, going to go after that rank up bonus because that is life changing. I don't care who you are. For me, to Mark, everybody here, an additional $10,000 is a lot of money. And then you're making a couple $1,000s a month, and now you've got momentum. It's going to push you right into the next level. The easiest position to accomplish in this company is double diamond. It's double diamond. That's, I believe it's around $6,000 a month. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's $25,000 in bonuses. Think about what you could do for that extra $25,000, and think of what can you do with an additional $5,000 or $6,000 a month. How do you do it? Well, you're going to have to quit being a spectator, and you got to get in business. You're going to have to start working it and coming after it. So everything that you need has been put into your hands. It's how you're going to spend the next between now and Sunday, those 24 hours in your day. And we can talk a lot about business, and you can talk about what you did a long time ago. Well, that shit don't work no more. It's you going to work right now and creating from where you are to where you want to go. I need you to see the finished product by the end of this month so you can see the finished product by the end of the year. And so therefore, I want your life to change. How many of you have children or somebody that's very special to you or that's important? Raise your hand. That's why I do what I do. Is because I got some people that if I go out and do what I do now, I'm going to create legacy for someday. I might have some grandchildren. I want to be able to spoil the holy hell out of them, but take the stress off of them that my wife and I went through when we were very young, coming up, working our way up, fighting, didn't know if we were going to get to eat or not, didn't know if we were going to have lights when we came home. And I don't want my grandchildren, I want to leave what I call a legendary legacy. And I know you do too, because those people that you just raised, they're just as important as my wife and my children, and someday maybe my grandkids. And so when I look at each one of you, I don't just look at you as an individual. I look at your children. I look at your grandkids. What can I do to help better that kid's life? What can I do? How can I inspire this person to take the necessary actions, to stop wasting the time that you've been wasting? And how can I help you focus on what's really important to you? See, when you go out and you start to gain your time and you start to own your time, this is what begins to happen. You start to breathe the rare air. And so what is rare air to me? Well, it's building these great relationships and friendships that I have with you. That's rare. See, most people say, if I was just rich, I could do this. I could pay my bills. I could free up my time. And so to me, a person that's rich is what you work on, money can't buy. You can't buy love. You can't buy strong relationships. You can't buy your health. Everything that money can't buy. But I promise you, when you start to lose your health, you start to lose your spouse, you start to lose those things that you can't buy with money, you will spend every dollar you ever made to get it back or to save somebody's. I've already been there. So I know by firsthand that I've been there. It's one thing, the proactive approach that I take, and the reason I get up at 4 a.m. and I take this proactive approach, it's not for me. I can walk out of It Works Global and say, I'll see y'all, and never go back, and it don't even matter. I never do it. I'm not going to retire. I'm going to die fighting. You know why? Because y'all are worth it. Your children are worth it. Everything about you is worth it. And you ask people, I'll stay up with you all night long, and then we'll go make this thing happen. And we will fight all by God night long, all day long, and all day. Sleep is so overrated. And when you've got a chance like this to change your life, he gave you $49. He reestablished the rank-up bonuses with the additional customer volume. Do you realize what's going to happen to your residual incomes because of the additional customer volume? See, you need to operate this like a real business. I don't care what you're doing, from Pam and them that does real estate. There's some hairdressers on here. There's some global business people on here. There's Bronny and his wife. Everything you do, if what you do don't roll over to create your residual income, you better be looking for your way out, because most of that stuff is getting ready to leave you, and it's in a real hurry. I got people that I've talked to today. If you're getting between 40 and my age, they're getting rid of those jobs. Those jobs are leaving. And so the bottom line is, I want you to take off and become responsible for what you got. And the best way I could explain that, what I did 18 years ago, the very first month, every month it's like rolling over, and it compounds as it's rolled over every month. It was created this residual income that is crazy huge. It's our business is in the mega millions a month. And how does that happen? Because every day I showed up like I didn't have nothing. I went to work hard, but I wasn't working hard for me. I was working hard for the organization I had. And I was lending people my hope and everything that I needed to help you go to the next level, and getting in the trenches. In my position don't mean nothing to me. It just don't. I'm not driven like that. What means most to me is things I cannot buy with money. Money won't buy our friendships or this family ship we got. Just money won't do it. Money won't buy your health back. That's why I'm such an advocate for let's get moving. So there's 4 principles I live by in this particular order. And one is I put God first every morning. As soon as my eyes are open, I hit my knees. And I'm thanking him for all of y'all. I'm thanking him for everything that he's allowed me to us to be in each other's lives. And then at that point, I put family second. There's nothing other than God is more important than that woman over there, that wonderful woman I've been with all these years. And nothing's more important than those 2 daughters I got, and my mother. Nothing's more important than you guys, because you're part of my family. I put family second. In fitness, I put third, because I can't buy that health back. I already tried that one time. So I've got to become an asset mindset instead of a liability. And so you got to take pride in who you are and your physical attribute, so you'll be healthy for your family. And so, and then I put money last. Finances is GFFF. God, family, fitness, finance. If you take care of the first three, you'll never worry about your finances. It'll always be in order. But it has to run in that particular order. And I'm not overly religious. Most of you know I'm pretty raw. I'm not saying that to make an excuse. That's just who I am. And so, but when you get things in a particular order, you keep the flow going. That perpetual movement is continually going. If you get it out of order and you focus on the money, you'll lose your family, you lose your health, and God will come on the back burner. And then you'll pay everything you've ever made to get it all back. Most time it's too late. And I don't like starting over. I don't like try to rebuild what I've already got. So $80 auto ship, those need to be run by the 5th. The additional customer volume is another 150. And if you're going to play the gamble and you're just going to do the 150 BV, you're going to need $300 to qualify for these bonuses, a personal business every month. So get your 150. Most of us, we should be running about 400 customer volume plus your BV. And that's a work in progress. It's perpetual. It's always moving. You're always growing. You're always telling your story and helping other people develop their story. But I don't want none of you to lose this bonus. And the reason being, if you do that, if it runs through the depths of your organization, you'll get to see by the end of the month how big those volumes are and how big those residual incomes are. And it just gets to be crazy. And so I know that by all the years that we've been doing it, I just get up and I show up every day. And I just looked, we have 59,000 pages of genealogy in our organization. And all I want to do is I want to put you in a position to go win. And whatever we can do to help you get there. And I was talking to a guy named Michael today. I'd heard of him years ago. And it's about that story. He just kind of got back in my head and and made me start to think how important your personal story is. Because you know why? That's all you got is your personal story. And when you go with your personal story, when you tell it, you'll start to tell that thing with passion and conviction. And at that point, you become contagious. So you're at 80 BV. That is a must. That is a non-negotiable. The 150 customer volume, that's a non-negotiable. And so there's actually $100,000 worth of bonuses here. And so I don't know what part of it you want, but I'm 100% all in for whatever you make up your mind and set your mind to go get. I'm 100% all in to supporting you every way that we possibly can. That you need to go to the next level. And well, number one, the person that's doing the most 3 ways are the ones that will hit the most rank up bonuses this month. And see, that starts to set up, if you start to see, right now you need to look at how the end of this month is going to be, that finished product. And then that you can kind of gauge the necessary actions it's going to take every single day to get there. And by the way, this new product is coming out at the end of the month. Is a daily consumable, but it's going to be everything that you thought it was leaving. It's going to come back, but it's going to be much more powerful. I was actually talking to a NFL football player today. We just we've known each other for years. We met, and when I started telling him about the new technology and how we're ahead of the trend and the curve, he said, "Man, I mean, I want all of this, and my teammates are going to want this stuff." I said, "By all means," and I sent him everything he needed. Guess what? He's in. And that's pretty good to know that you have the power and you show somebody what you got, the results that you've gotten, and then when they see it, they immediately want it. He said, "I want to stay sharp." And I said, "Yeah, well, that's how I've done it all these years." And, you know, this product line, I think, is the best product line in the world. You know, I've lost 507 pounds. Most of you know it's taken me 12 years to do it. It's been very consistent. It's because we show up every day and we put the right things in our body, which gets us the right performance out. And when you do that, you play to win. I don't play to lose. I play to win. I play to be healthy, because this girl I've been right here with for 40 years, I owe it to her to keep me healthy. So I'll be what? An asset to her? Absolutely. Because I couldn't make it without this lady right here. Show your head over here. Everybody knows I can't make it without her. All y'all, I'm just the mouthpiece of this big operation. Here's the brains that actually runs this deal. And I'm very blessed. My whole life I've been very blessed. And so let's see what else we got here. All right, the guarantee. Once you go Ruby, let's don't the $1,000 guarantee and the $3,000 guarantee. Don't get that confused with the bonus. The Ruby guarantee. If you put somebody in brand new right now, in the first 2 calendar months they go Ruby and they haven't made $1,000, we're going to pay them anyway. From whatever they made up to that particular point. That's for the first 60 days. Now, when you hit Emerald, if you haven't made $3,000 at the Emerald position in the first 3 months, we're going to pay you anyway. If you made 1,800, you're going to get the additional 1,200. If you made 2,800, you get the additional 2. That is the guarantee. And so we're so confident in who we are and the way our system runs. Guess what? We guarantee that. And that's again for this month, and for all the new people that you bring in at $49. Where else could you go buy a business for 49 bucks, get healthy, and make money to get healthy, or get paid to get healthy? I got paid to lose a lot of weight, and I feel great. I've been sick in 10 years. And by the way, my doctor's in business with me now. My medical doctor, the one I fired 12 years ago, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's see what's next.
Well, just he put that $49
Yeah.
for driving.
Well, the reason he put the $49 and made it available to everybody, we want to drive enrollment, and we want to drive, people getting the ability to come in with you. And see, the team you got is not going to get you to where you want to go. It's the new blood that you bring in, and you start to develop the new business along with the team that you got that builds a team that builds you into those next promotions. So everybody should have a list that you're working on. And I've heard all kinds of crazy things about MLM and network marketing, and they're trying to sell you some kind of click funnel. That's all well and good, but we enroll ungodly amounts of people and customers every month after all these years, and I still do it the same way I used to. I do use social media as a platform for my lives, as a generic to go out just to build people. And I still got people all the time, every day, that's contacting us about this business. And so we want to drive with this enrollment here. We want to drive a new teams, new development, and therefore bring in more business. And therefore you're headed and give these people the ability to go out and do what? Get these rank up bonuses. And so I know that's life changing. How many of you that just that additional $10,000 bonus, how would that impact your life? Raise your hand if it would impact your life at all. If you don't raise your hand, that means I guess you don't need it. So it takes 15 people to go diamond. Just 15. The first month that I got in, Robin was very mad at me for leaving the bank. We took 5 people and built an organization of 635 people in the first 28 days. Mama was mad at me, and I was trying to replace the salary I had. I didn't replace it, but here it's compounded over time. We dwarfed it, and I know what can happen when you bear down and you get the end result in your mind. That's exactly how we done it. The first 28 days, I had the finished product already in mind, and I was never going back to a job because I wanted to be a full-time daddy to these 2 little girls I love. How many of you have kids? Animals? Something you really love? Yeah, those 2 little girls I got that's grown up to be great young women. I never missed another time. No more memories. And Megan, it's your son. It had the skin problem, and you came home, and he's not had another outbreak since Mommy came home. That's pretty cool.
He has not had a skin infection since I've been home with him. We've been very blessed.
So I think that comes from the mother's love and the security that you provide for your little boy. And you tell me what's better than that. There ain't nothing better than that. So that means that a unified family creates security, creates everything, the nurture, the love, the guidance that only a mother can give its children. The grandma can't do it as well as the mama. The daycare damn sure can't do it like the mama. And I can tell you one thing, when you make up your mind that you're worth it, that your children are worth it, this right here is easy to accomplish. And he's put us in a position here, is everybody on the Zoom tonight, you can accomplish whatever it is you make up your mind, whatever end result you see right now, if you follow the system. The system is in 3 steps. We know what it costs to get in. So now it's 49 bucks till Sunday. 4 loyal customers should create you the additional volume. It also qualifies you to earn the fast starts. It qualifies you once you hit the diamond, all the customer acquisition bonuses, which are your coding money. And step 3, just complete it. It only takes 3 legs to go to the top. And this is something doable by everybody unless you just don't want to do it. And so if you've ever dreamed about having more, doing more, being more, you got to be more to the people you're working with. And you got to show that leadership, and you got to show that belief system. And how do you do it? Well, you got everything in place for you right now. One is the drive for 49 bucks. The drive for the rank up bonuses, the guarantee that's still in play this month. I really don't know what more you have to say. When I first started, there was just a compensation plan, and it's 5 ways to go do it. And I was excited about the compensation plan and the generations. There was no customer acquisition bonuses. There was none of that stuff. And now you have the ability, once you hit Diamond, the customer acquisition bonus, that's what you buy your new vehicles with and your aircraft and all that other kind of crazy mess that you get to play with when you get that level. And it's my job to make sure that you do it. And I'm going to make sure you do it correctly. I'm going to make sure you do it effectively, and I'll make sure you do it in a manner that's going to create long-term success. Because the guys I've talked to today, because of Miss Cheryl Church, they carry your mind and your belief and your dreams to that next level, because they've been in the trenches. They've done it. One gentleman that created an organization of 150,000 people, and a pretty monstrous kind of guy. And then the second guy I talked to for this afternoon, he did even better than that. And I'm thinking, Cheryl, I can't handle but 2 of those in a day. You just got to let my mind rest. But, you know, to hang out with like-minded people that accomplish the same things that you have in their careers and through this industry, it's just exciting. So you got everything you need to go out and create this rare air. And once you create this rare air and you get your lungs full of it, you'll never be right again. You won't just settle for average. You won't settle for mediocrity. And you'll go out and become the professional that you need to be. And the one thing that Michael was telling me this afternoon, he reminded me that says, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So you could listen. And once you listen real well, you can hear what that person's trying to tell you. And therefore, you're not that cheesy salesperson that most people that we've been labeled with, because now you're becoming a professional. And then you can acquire the same things that Michael's acquired. And I think he's probably one of the most successful networkers I think I've ever talked to. So it was just a real honor and privilege. Hopefully I get to talk to him again soon. You got anything to add to this, Mama?
See if I got any questions.
Any of y'all have any questions about anything?
I don't have a question. I've got a challenge.
Sure. I'll take it.
Take the 100 list that I know everybody started out with. And for those that have not started out with that list, call me afterwards. I'll show you where to get it. But the 100 list of people you know, remember this, it's all new. It's a new month. Make a new list of new people. Because if you start calling the same people over and over, you're going to start hearing the same thing over and over. And all you need to do is it's new people. And that was one thing that was Rusty was talking about earlier, the new people. Today, I talked to 5 people that were brand new. And all 5 of them, I got meetings set up tomorrow with them, and they're interested in the business. 3 are interested in the products, and 2 are interested in the business. And they're all totally 5 people that I've never seen before. We just met at a coffee shop, met at getting the car washed. I mean, just places like that. But that's what caught my attention was like, we need new people. And that's what we need to go. So I challenge you, put that list together, go through your Facebook Messenger people that you didn't call the first time, call them now and do that. And just go through your church directory, whatever. I'll tell you a good one that I started doing is about everybody's got a Facebook page that has to do with high school and reunions and stuff like that. And that's very popular. And everybody's having their 10, 30, and 40, depending on how old you are. But the point is, go on there and look at recent pictures. I'm just saying, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying that's a good time to go talk to somebody that you went to school with. But anyway, so I challenge you and share your testimony. Always sharing your testimony, what this is doing, because that's what people want to hear.
Well, I just got something for Jim and Pam that the meeting in the Philippines on Saturday is free. If you have any of your expansion teams over there, they'll be able to go, and it's no charge. That meeting will be at 2 o'clock and at 5 o'clock the Filipino time. And like I say, everything is just on the website has been released today as to where they can see exactly what they need to do and how they're going to get paid and that type of thing. And so that's exciting. What else did you say, Ms. Lackey?
That's it.
Anybody else have any more questions?
No, but I want to just reiterate learning your Connect app, because if you're not using it, you're working too hard. The sheet Ronnie was talking about is in the Connect app. Get off commission hold if you're on commission hold. I know you said that, Rusty, but I want to just get your ADBB shipment in between the 1st and the 5th of every month. It makes me feel so much better when I see it's done. Just do your steps to success over and over every month, and then more than once every month. But and Ronnie, on my Facebook page for my high school ain't nothing but obituaries on that. I'm just kidding. So, but anyway, there is quite a few. You can use that. But get your Connect app up on your phone and go through it. You can't break it.
Well, and the comment about the Connect app, remember, there's videos on there. And the cool thing about them is, I had one person was talking about, well, how's the proper way to make the coffee? Well, we've seen the video. They've already got a professional way of making the coffee. They got about the greens. They got about 9 of the different products on there. And that's a great way to start talking to people about those products. And all you got to do is say, well, I'll tell you what, let me text you something to look at. That's a professional video that gets it across, and it uses the big words that I don't understand, but hey, it gets it across. But the point is, it's right there on our phone. And believe you me, that right there opens more doors faster because you're just saying, hey, let me see a video. People's going to read videos faster than anything. It's just what they are. You show them a video, they're going to watch it over and over. And you got 9 right off the bat to show them.
That's exactly right. In the old days when Cheryl and Patty and ours first got going, we had fax machines, yellow legal pads, and a telephone. There was no cell phones. There's no social media. And we used to have everything printed off, and we'd have to try to scan it and email it or mail it to you. And now we have an app. It has everything you need. So when you start somebody brand new in this business like that, get that app downloaded, click into the app, and go to the steps. It says day 1, this is what you need to accomplish. To day 2, this is what you need to accomplish. Day 3, everything is lined out for them every day, what they need to get done. And it starts them off in the correct manner of following the steps to success. Because when you complete the 3 steps, here's what happens. You start to become successful. And what are they going to do when they bring somebody in new if you're not available right now? Go to the app. This is what we need to do day 1. This is what we need to do day 2, day 3. And therefore, it keeps them engaged in the activity. So bottom line, it is the activity that you're putting into this business that makes it grow or it slows it down. Or it's a lack of activity if you're not getting it done. So everybody needs to really understand about the simplistic part of right out of the gate. You join, you set your ADBV up, you go get your 4 loyal customers, make sure you got at least between what you ordered and they ordered about $250 worth of personal BV. The real number that excites everybody is 400. Because they take $400 as a qualified leg, and that takes you to the next level. That's what qualifies you to hit the ranks. And it all has to happen in 3 legs. And the beautiful part about a compression compensation plan is, my second big leader that emerged that first month, she was on my 18th level. And nobody doing nothing much between me and her, except they were doing a lot of crying and complaining because she was balling out her first month like $100,000 worth of volume. And she was over in Houston, Texas. And the rest of them was crying because they wasn't doing anything. They didn't want to go out and develop the business to maximize. They was playing as spectators. They wanted to minimize instead of maximize it. And I just started going down, and I found who she was. I called her up and said, hey, you're in our organization. What can I do to help? And through compression, she's compressed all the way to my first level now, in generations and in the unilevel. And now that business, I think she does a couple $3 million a month of business in our organization, just that one leg. And that's pretty crazy, And so full compression, that means if somebody don't do anything right now and they decided, or they forgot to run the auto ship, which is, to me, that is non-negotiable. It compresses right up through you, right up to the next person that's qualified. Now, next month, if they do it, it falls right back in line. But that full compression, you could ask if Michael was on here or Vic was on here, and they would tell you how important that is. That's a big deal. And so it cannot ever stop you from earning maximum income. But I want everybody to develop where we don't even have to use the compression. So that's the ideal, but sometimes ideal for me, they ain't ideal for everybody else. But take ownership of your business. This is not some kind of hobby. If you're going to treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid like a hobby. So don't whine and cry if you're not willing to take the necessary actions to go get it done. Don't want to hear how broke you are, what you did last year, the other company, or your job, how bad you hate it. If you're going to treat this like a hobby, you can get paid like a hobby. But if you treat this like a 6 and 7 figure earner, you'll earn 6 and 7 figures. That is not a joke. That is a verifiable fact. That is a matter of fact, not a matter of opinion. So, I want to help you get to the next level. Every one of you, everything is in place. We're going to follow the system. We need that activity. We need some people just get off your asses and stepping up. And I want to see you start to get out of debt. I want to see you hit these rank up bonuses. I want to see the pressure come off of you. Is that fair to say? And so when you start to call us to work with us, here's the 2 stipulations going to happen. 1, if I see you on commission hold, I'm not going to answer your phone call. Number 2, that means you're not serious about the business. Number 2, if the auto ship ain't run, you're going to have to go to whoever sponsored you. Number 3, we got to start getting those customers. If you're following us, that means if I don't put value on my time, you're not going to value my time. If you're not going to value your own time, and this is about valuing your time, because that's all you got in 24 hours is all you have. And if you waste yesterday, you're bankrupt today. You can't catch it up, because we have the same 24 hours. And if you're giving it 100%, that's all you got. That's all you can give it. But only you and Jesus know if you actually gave it 100%. And so if you gave yesterday or today 50% and you think you're going to make it up tomorrow, it's not going to happen. You can't work fast enough for the time you've already lost, because we can't get it back. And so when I get you to start respecting your time and utilizing your time in that particular manner, in a proactive approach, you won't always be reactive. And then once you get reactive, you end up being inactive. And see, that little check that you're getting at the end of the week, that's what somebody's saying, this is all you're worth. And when you sign the back of it, that means I agree to it. And so let's go write these checks this month, and let's go in and fire some bosses. How many of y'all in for some firing some bosses? That was like the day I found the salvation hit me, and the day I met Ms. Lackey, firing my bosses. That's about the 3rd greatest day of my life. When I walked in and I knew I never was going back. When you know that you know, but how do you do it? You see the finished product. All right, guys.
I posted one of my favorite videos.
Robin just posted one of her favorite videos in the 2 customer group. And see, this is what I want you to know from me. And until in the morning around 9:30 when I do those lives, I want you to know how much I truly unconditionally love you. Every one of you. And I want you to know how much you truly matter to me and how valuable you are. And this is what I want from you. I want you to be healthy, and I want you to be happy. You'll never be happy if you're never healthy. I want you to work at it harder than you've ever worked before. And then when you do that, I want you to be successful. And once you take care of the first 2 and you put things in a particular order, you'll be happy and you'll be successful, and you'll start to live your life, and circumstances will stop dictating your future. Right now, some of you are allowing circumstances to dictate your future. And the reason some of you are going a little bit slower, you're making it harder on yourself, because that Connect app is really cool. If you follow the system and stop putting your 2 cents into something we've been doing for 18 years, right now your 2 cents is not valid. It's just the work, follow the system to a T. And if you don't see it in the system, don't do it, because you're going to slow yourself down. If you see it in those 3 steps and you see all the leaders doing it, follow exactly what they do. Talk like they talk, listen to them really well, and apply it like we apply it. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to be right up here beside of us. And this year at conference, every one of you has the ability to walk right across that stage, and a bunch of you will be introduced into the Millionaires Club. That's where you sit. You know how I know? I see what's happening with the numbers. I see the expansions. I see a lot of you right now, you don't even realize you got this expansion already in your business. You didn't even know you had it. And it's fixing to blow up in your face. You're going like, what in the hell just happened? Where did all that come from? Because I can tell you something about the Filipinos, and Cheryl Church can verify it and back me up, is they're hungry. And one thing I see they're not doing, and Patty can back it up, they're not making excuses to why they can't get it done. Every waking moment they're after it, because they're more hungry than we are. And when's the last time you saw Americans getting into a raft to go over to Vietnam or go to Europe? When's the last time you saw us leaving to get out of here? They're coming here for a reason, because what? That particular reason they're coming here because they want a piece of the pie, the milk, the land of the milk and honey. This is America, the greatest nation on earth. And so don't take for granted who you are and where you are, and you're privileged to be born into America, not because of your race. No, you're privileged because you were born here. And see, this is what I believe, and I'm out of here. I believe before the foundation of the world, God Almighty chose every one of us. And I believe your sperm was predestined to hit your mother's egg at the time. Not every you won ahead of 9 billion more. And you was nothing more than a fertilized egg going in your mother's fallopian tube. And God started throwing in talents and strengths and gifts and seeds of greatness to manifest later into life. And you were birthed into a particular blueprint. So since the beginning of time till the end of time, ain't never been nobody like y'all. Ain't never been nobody like your spouse. Ain't never been nobody like your children. Ain't never been nobody like you. So you got to stop dicking around with your time. And so once you understand that you're priceless and one of a kind, since there's never been nobody like you, or will they ever be, you're priceless. You're so rare they can't put a price on you. And we kept settling for some old craziness that ain't worked in all these years, and you're trying to get ahead. It ain't gonna ever happen. And see, that constitutes the value of how valuable you are and how much you truly matter. And see, the only thing that you need to do is you need to go look in the mirror and find out what your problem is. Because if you don't believe in yourself, how in the hell are you gonna believe anybody else gonna believe in you? You got to totally believe in your abilities to do it, but you can't keep playing in the same old arena hoping it's going to happen. It's going to happen one day. That's like insanity. You got to go with what's happening and moving out. And the paradigm has shifted once again. We've reestablished and reinvented who we are. And you know what? You do this with unconditional love, and everybody you're going to share this with this week, you're going to make them aware of their particular gifts and what they really deserve. And you don't have to sign that check on Friday to just accept that's what they believe you're worth. And when you do this with unconditional love, it's your job to make other people aware of the gifts that they got and the strengths that they got. And you represent that through empathy, and you lock arms with, let's go do this together. This is what we can do. What do you want to do? What's your dreams, your visions, and your goals? And when that starts to happen, and you got a team like this to back you up, you guys are the best. And I couldn't have been more blessed in my life to have this particular team that I have right now working. So y'all just, it makes you just want to, y'all make me just want to get up and be better every morning. You want to do better. You know why? Because I know your dreams and your visions. I know you're that close to materializing into the life that you just thought could never happen, but that materializes right into the dream that you so deserve. You know why? I already told you who you was. It's just how you see yourself is how you're going to see everybody else. So you're going to have to raise the elevation of who you see in the mirror. And once you do that, you'll start to see the finished product, and that finished product will start to look really great. And when you start to look at the finished product, you'll take the necessary actions, and you'll stop making excuses for why you are where you are. And you'll take ownership of your life. And as soon as you do that, look out. Ain't nobody stop you at that point. You know why? You just got out of the modern day slavery because you just made you break freedom. And that should be the most noble thing you ever do in your life, is go after your freedom. Bring your spouse to the house. She deserves to be there with you, not you by yourself. This lady right here ain't had to do nothing in 18 years, but she does a lot. But she ain't never had to do it for nobody else. You know why? Because she's that special to me. I love her that much. I didn't make an excuse about it, but I had to burn the boat when I got to the island so I could conquer the island. Any last questions before we go? All right, guys, I love you. Whatever you need, you matter to me. I mean, you're valuable to me. And whatever you need, do not hesitate to call. For you guys that are not calling, that should be calling with three-way phone calls, you know who you are. Get off your ass. Let's go to work. True, is that fair? All right, guys, y'all have a good evening. I'll see most of you in the morning at around 9:30.
Thank you, Rusty.
Good night.
Good night. Hold on.
Promise, Ron.
Bye. Good night, y'all.
Oh,
Hey, girl.
Hey, Alicia.
Hey.
What? I thought y'all got getting that. Is that you? Hey, Daryl. Him in the morning.
What you saying, Pam?
I said Daryl and Jim got dueling beards going on here.
I know, right?
Looks
I
You got to grow a little bit. You got a baby beard. Teenage beard.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right, y'all.
Bye, guys.